One thing we did this summer was we played poker.
Yes.
That I like. Do you like playing poker?
As you know, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, you're not good.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not good.
What do you think? What is your downside?
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
You know, I can't bluff.
Yeah.
I tried to bluff.
Right.
But heat radiates from my head. Like, everybody knows I'm bluffing. I can't act it, you know? Why can't I act like I don't have anything?
I think the problem is your entire life you have sort of famously made a name for yourself by saying exactly what you're thinking. And so to like pull back and all of a sudden be inscrutable, that is not a skill you have developed.
Yes, I can't do it. I get very self-conscious.
Yep.
And I go, they know. You know, it's going on my head. They know, don't do it. And yet I'll continue to stay in, put more money in, thinking someone might go out, but they don't go out.
No, and you sing a lot. You sing at the table.
I sing at the table. I love to sing.
You do. You have a wonderful singing voice. Not a lot of people know that.
I don't know if I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I was bluffing. I was bluffing.
You were bluffing. You got me. Yeah.
Well, this is. Did you any hesitation before doing season 10, or do you still have the same enjoyment for it?
No, I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, there's hesitation.
What is your fear? Like it's not going to be as much fun? Is it not going to be as good? What do you hesitate on?
Yeah, it might not be as good. You know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
And JB Smoove is back again, one of the all-time greats.
He's the greatest.
And I guess he has he come in season 4 or 5, Leon, around then?
6.
Okay, came in season 6. He was here on Tuesday. And I told him you were coming. And I would like to try to describe what he did, but I think it's better if we let JB describe what he did real quick. Larry is actually coming on the show on Thursday, so you had an idea that you could maybe do this.
I do a thing with all my friends. It's called Message for That Ass. It's kind of like putting a message in a bottle, but you put it in a sofa, you know? It's just a way of touching base with people and letting them know you care about them.
Right.
Now, this message is not for the said person. It's for their ass.
Oh, okay.
Understand? So it's a message for their ass.
And now I believe if you want to check, I believe he left the message in the couch. You have to look.
Really? Do
I think it's in the.
It's under this seat or it's in the couch?
I think it's under this seat, right? Yeah.
No, there's no seat.
What? Yeah, it's
My
under
seat?
Larry's seat. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here it is.
All right, there you go.
Oh.
So this is what JB wrote for us. So let us know what he said.
Sending a message for your ass. Filled with love for season.
Yeah.
Filled with love for season 10. From my ass to yours, Larry. By the way, don't tell Seth, but while I was there.
Is it too personal?
No, by the way, don't tell Seth, but while I was there lamping, I farted hard.
Hard.
To this chair. They might as well go on ahead and sell it.
I don't want to give anything away about the season. I'm so happy there's a 10th season. I want to be surprised every week.
What could you give away? You don't know
That's
anything.
true. I don't know anything. I guess I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not going to press you for spoilers or anything.
No, you can press away. It will amount to nothing.
Will
in
you
the
at
end.
least be? Is that how you've always felt about bathroom attendants? Will you admit that much?
You know, your heart sinks when you see him.
Yeah.
You know? Just, oh my God, because then, you know, you're going, you don't want them there.
Yeah.
Why are they there? It's horrible.
You've been fine without them.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
You know, wait outside, then go in,
Right.
you know? But, and then there's the whole tip issue with
Right.
that, right?
Which is getting, genuinely getting harder because
They
people,
got-
and nobody carries cash anymore.
Right, there's
Yeah.
a tip basket, and as you pay, you're going, I got no money for this guy. You know? You got to say, I'll come back. I'll come back. You know, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Be honest, have you ever come back? Have you ever left and gone?
No.
Yeah. Thank you for your honesty. You were here a couple years ago, but I'm very lucky. I run into every now and then on the summer.
Yes.
I feel like we both feel the same about the summer, and we feel the same about the beach. Are you a fan?
could not loathe it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see. I don't see why anybody would be on that surface.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's in your toes, and then there's the water. What is up with that? It's cold.
Yeah.
Who goes in cold water? Why? Why are you going in cold water?
Some would argue.
How does that feel good?
Some would argue it's a bracing experience. You're refreshed when you go in cold water. Do you feel that way ever?
Yeah, I could do without the brace.
You don't need the brace?
I don't need the brace.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it at all. But, you know, if there was grass, okay?
Yeah.
And the ocean, maybe once in a blue moon.
Right. Well, there you got a lake. You've just described a lake. I'm a far bigger fan of the lakes than the ocean.
Oh, the lake is a beautiful thing.
There's no downside to the lake. Yeah.
I love the mountain thing. You know?
Yeah.
The mountain, the cabin, not so much the cabin.
Right. The idea of the cabin.
The idea and the lake.
Yeah.
I find a lot better.
Yeah.
Than the ocean and that sand.
Well, the sand, you walk in, the other thing I hate about the sand in the ocean, sand, ocean, now you're wet, now you come out covered in sand. The sand sticks to you.
Yes.
Only way to get it off, back in the ocean. It's just vicious.
It's a terrible,
vicious cycle.
Terrible cycle. What you love, I don't know where they have this, but I think I've seen it somewhere. You know, the faucet.
Yeah.
You know, for the feet.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, they don't have it next to a lot of oceans. That's the problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I've seen it at pool, like a pool house or something. Yeah, but you know, this is what we're talking about. And a lot of the people we know, friends we have in common, they love the beach. They would like nothing more.
They love the beach and they love their boats.
Yeah.
The boats.
Yep.
Now that's crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want. Yeah.
To be on a boat? Why?
Yeah.
Why are you on a boat?
Right.
Everything in the world is off the boat on the land.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the boat.
I can appreciate people who get on a boat. Years ago, I want to say, I am not disparaging people who years ago went from one country to another on a boat.
On the boat, of
That's
course.
fine.
A mode of transportation.
Yes, of course.
I understand that.
Yes.
Yes.
I tip my cap to them.
Me too.
But people who say...
I'll reveal my bald head to them. Yes. Yeah.
And then the thing is, most boats, you got to get on the little boat to go out to the boat.
The dinghy.
Yeah, you got to get in the dinghy.
What a name.
Precarious.
By the way, what a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were trying to tell you with the name, this is what idiots do. Why is it called the dinghy? It's for idiots.
It's for idiots. Yeah. No, you take the dinghy to the other boat.
Yeah.
Now you take the other boat out.
Yeah.
To do what?
Right.
Yeah. To look around?
Yep.
What? Think about what?
You can't think over the motorboat. You try to think over that.
And by the way, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
There's water. You could drown in that.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're going to the more
Yeah.
the edge of the water is the least dangerous part. Boat people are like, let's go to the middle.
The middle.
Yeah. The most dangerous.
No, it's insane. You're out there. You're left alone with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And what are those thoughts?
Yeah, I don't.
You know.
I want to go back to land and
I'm
distract
gonna have a
myself.
heart attack. I don't like my socks. You know. What are these thoughts?
You would admit that you have a way of cutting through all the BS in everyday life that most people cannot.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Yeah.
Like, for example, I saw you backstage before the show. I said, I'm really excited that you're back. And you said, excited. Excited seems like a strong word.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you do this every day. This is what excites you?
Yeah. And I guess I'm jealous of your ability to be honest, so I got to thinking, wouldn't it be nice if everyone had their own Larry David to say what they're really thinking at any given moment? And you were kind enough to grant me and members of our staff that wish. Let's take a look.
Okay, so the idea would be, what's Melania thinking? And we would take like photos of Melania and we put a thought balloon over her head, and the joke would be what she's thinking, like, get me the hell out of this marriage, or even my hands are bigger than this guy's hands. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, interesting.
And it would be repeatable because there's so many photos and clips of Melania out there.
Uh-huh.
So do you want to try it for rehearsal, or?
Let me think about it.
All right, come on. I can't listen to this. Let me think about it. Are you serious? He's not gonna think. He doesn't want to think about it.
Really? Because he said it was interesting.
Interesting. That was a fake interesting.
It's a fake interesting.
Fake interesting is this. Here's a fake interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. Here's a real interesting. Interesting.
Well, I do have other ideas that I could pitch.
I'll bet. That was your first idea. I'm sure it was your best, right? Please, you're insulting us here.
It was my best idea.
Yeah.
You're right, and
Yeah.
I do apologize.
Okay, apology accepted.
It comes so easy to you.
There's nothing to it.
It's not hard at all.
No.
You don't worry about his feelings.
Who gives a
I understand, honey, but the teacher says he keeps acting out in class, so we need to go in and talk to her. Sorry.
It's okay.
Look, I think she's being unfair to him too.
Okay.
But we have to
all
go
right,
with.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Time out. Not good. This is
What?
not good. It's not good.
What's not good?
This is a hallway call. You're making a hallway call at your desk. Unacceptable.
Well, I was at the bottom half of the call,
Oh,
though.
were you? No.
Yes.
Bull. You were at the top half of the call. There was a long way to go in that call.
How do you know? How do you know how long
How do
had
I
to
know?
go?
Sounds like your kid has a lot of problems. What's he doing in that school?
That's none of your business.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you're telling everybody in the office, so what do you mean it's none of my business?
Well, no,
You know what? You're spending too much time in the office. You should be home taking care of your son.
I have to work.
You have to work, and meanwhile, what's your son doing?
He just
beating
threw
kids up.
No, he just threw some food on the floor. He
Oh,
doesn't beat some
that's
kids
good
up.
behavior. Listen, go, who are you talking to? Your
My wife.
Go in the hall. Go in the hall. It's enough.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I know what's going on. You're a terrible father, and your kid's a maniac. That's what's going on. Doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Am I right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, if you could go down to the salad place and get me a Greek salad, feta on the side, add quinoa and balsamic vinaigrette, no olives, and add the grilled chicken.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Are you kidding?
What?
That's not a Greek salad.
What?
You call that a Greek salad? 2 substitutions at best. Quinoa and chicken, and take this out and take that out. What are you doing?
I get the salad all the time.
You don't get it all the time. She gets it all the time. She's the one who has to go in and be humiliated by telling them all these ridiculous items that you want, right? You don't enjoy doing that, do you?
You look like a dick.
Come on, what is that? You know what you are? You're finicky by proxy.
Finicky by proxy?
Yes, finicky by proxy.
What does that mean?
That means that she's the one who's the jerk and not you. You're Mr. White Glove sitting in your office with all your substitutions, waiting for her to come back. Okay? I want to see you go down and get it. I want to see you say those substitutions to that guy. Okay?
Okay, fine.
We'll see how you do. And you know what? Tape it.
Okay.
I'd like to see his reaction. Here's what you're going to get. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll do it myself.
Okay?
I'll ask them.
Okay.
All right.
Get
Okay.
lost.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I'll
I'll
do it.
be here.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want a coffee or something?
You know what? I think I'm gonna have a bagel with cream cheese, not too much, okay? Tomato thinly sliced, thinly sliced onion,
I love that.
okay?
Yeah.
Don't come back with big chunks of onion, and maybe a little cucumber. Is that gonna kill anybody?
That's fun.
Hey guys, Sophie and I would like to have all of you over for dinner this Thursday. About 8 o'clock. We were thinking, it'd be nice for everyone to get together outside of work and enjoy a nice meal together.
Have you lost your mind?
What?
What? Are you serious? You're inviting them for dinner? Nobody wants to go to your house after working with you all day. Where'd you get this idea from?
I just thought it'd be fun. Maybe they want to see my apartment,
They want to see your apartment? What is it, such a sleek Fifth Avenue apartment or something? What's the big deal with your apartment? How many bathrooms do you have?
1.5.
What's the half?
It's like there's a toilet
Yeah.
and a sink. There's no tub for showering.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
So it's a half,
All right.
half bath.
Yeah. You want to go to his house? Not really. Speak up. Speak up.
I don't want to go to your house.
Yeah. Do you? You want to go to his house? No. Nobody wants to go to your house. I'm sorry. They don't. What do you say to that? Bad idea.
Yeah.
It was a
yeah,
bad idea,
I guess
Larry.
it's a bad idea, Larry. Yeah.
Yes, very bad idea.
bad,
You know
very
why?
bad.
Because you're coworkers. You're not really friends. You don't really like each other. There's a lot of competition here. Everybody actually hates each other. They just pretend to like each other, right?
I guess that's the case.
You probably hate everybody more than the others because you want to fool them into thinking you like them more by inviting them to dinner. See, we just saw through the whole charade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
guess you're right.
apologize to everybody.
I'm sorry, everyone, for the charade.
I really don't like you all very much.
I don't like you all very much.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's say, yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. We all feel the same.
Okay, all right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
great.
Okay. Go back to work.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Come on. It was good. It's fun.
You had a good time? Fun time?
Yeah, fun.
In that case, when do you think you might want to come back?
No. He does not want to come back. He's here now. He's fulfilling his obligation as we speak.
Yeah, but I just thought if he had a good time, he could say no if he doesn't want to come back.
No, he couldn't. No one wants to say no directly. The human race is a cowardly and indirect people. That's where it's at now. You don't want to look someone in the face and say no. No one wants to do an eyeball no. You want to do an email no. You want to do a text no. You want to send your damn hologram to fill in for you so you can lie and make an excuse without looking at your sad face. Your face is very sad right now. I wish I had those mirrored sunglasses on so you could see the reflection in your face. Sad. Sadness.
I could have said all that.
Yeah, you could have said it, but you didn't say.
Yeah. I saw you take those pencils, Chick.
Welcome back.
Really? The drums? Is that hard? You don't think I could do that?
You don't think you could do the? You think you could do the drums?
What is? Come on. You don't think I could do that?
I don't.
Absolutely, I can do it.
Okay.
All right. Good. Start something up. Go ahead. I'll do it on the.
Oh, you're gonna do it here?
No, not you. I'm taking your spot. Okay.
Oh, you want the band?
Yeah, the band. Start
Okay, the
something
band
up.
do it. Everybody but Colleen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell you right away?
Yeah.
Even if it was just as good as her, which it wasn't, I wouldn't have you here for the face you made. The face you made, even if it was great drumming, would not be acceptable in the studio.
Well, you have to make.
There was a large gap between how good your face thought you were doing.
Well, you have to make a face.
You gotta make a face.
You have to make a face, right?
You gotta make a face.
You gotta make a face.
You gotta make a
Yeah.
face.
You gotta make a face. All right, look at her already having your back. You tried to take her job.
Okay, maybe I couldn't drum, okay?
Yeah.
That seems a little complicated. There's a lot of things there. I don't know what they all are for.
Yeah.
Do you really need all those things?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Huh? But the bongos, I know I could do.
100%.
Come on.
No respect for the bongos.
But no respect. Zero respect
Yeah.
for the bongo.
Yeah, I'm almost less. If somebody, again, I think that you probably turn a lot of people away at your door, but if somebody showed up to a party, bongos under the arm, no matter who their plus one is.
No chance. Yeah, no chance. What are you doing? What are you doing with the bongos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have bongos. We have a set of bongos for the kids.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, do
that's what
you?
it's for.
Yeah.
It would be like an adult doing blocks. You're like, I'm not impressed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is kid stuff.
By the way, if somebody shows up with a guitar,
Oh, God.
no, get out.
No.
Get out. I don't want that.
Music in my home. Oh.
No, they're just gonna take all the attention, the musicians.
they
you
do.
know? It's not fair. It's not right. It's
And I'll
not
tell
right.
you, with that said, there's a worst version of that, which is the guitarist who wants to make eye contact.
Oh, while they're playing.
Oh yeah, they want to let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm really cool. Yeah.
So last season,
Yes. Yes.
a little weird.
Huh?
A little weird.
Weird? What do you mean weird? Why is it
It's
weird?
just a little weird because a couple years ago you were here and we were talking. We did a sketch together, and you said you're really good at this. You should come and do an episode of Curb. A little weird.
I lied.
Yeah, okay.
I lied. I'm a pathological liar. Come on.
But you know what? I don't blame myself because in this story, I didn't say, I'd love to come do an episode of Curb. I didn't
Yeah.
put you on the spot.
Yeah.
You reached out to me. You could have just said nothing.
Yeah. The thing about it, okay? The thing about it, I don't see you as an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, you did SNL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't act on the show. You did the news. You did the news.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I didn't see you in one sketch. Not one sketch.
I was in a few.
Were you in a few sketches?
Yeah, I was.
They weren't memorable. I don't remember one.
Yeah, fair.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have any funny characters that you did?
They were, you know,
you didn't do a funny character.
They were more sort of verbal sketches.
Oh, okay.
They were
Yeah.
writerly. People
Yeah.
like those, right?
Yeah, okay. But anyway, I didn't see enough
Yeah, okay.
that I would entrust you with my precious material. Yeah.
Well, it's still very lovely to have you in New York City. Do you have plans while you're here? Do you get to see people, see friends?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to see Susie Essman.
Oh, we love Susie. We've had her here. Give her,
Yeah.
please.
I'm going to the basketball game with her.
Oh, very good. Well, please give her my regards.
What are you, nuts? Give her your regard.
What's wrong with that?
I'm going to go up and say, Seth gave his regards? What?
You don't
What
have
kind
to
of-
use the word regards.
First of all-
It's an umbrella term.
No, yeah. You're using me, okay? You're using me because you don't want to text her, you don't want to reach out. So, Seth gives his regards. I'm like, you're outsourcing your friendship to me. You know?
I would happily give regards. You could use me as a regards vessel.
I would never tell somebody, give my regards. Because that's bull.
Okay.
Regards.
So you're saying if I was like, I'm going to go see Fred Armisen later for dinner, what would you say?
I would say have fun. Yeah. You know, like, say hello from me. Okay? How stupid is that? Say hello yourself, Seth. Okay?
All right, point taken.
Pick up the phone or send her a text.
Okay.
Which you won't do.
Why?
Because you don't want to get that close.
Yeah.
You want to know somebody's thinking about you without doing it.
I did. Now that you say it, I did want you as a buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right, you got me dead to
I got
rights.
you. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you
Yeah,
something?
turn the tables.
Okay. So, my hamstring's a little tight.
Okay.
You know? And some guy says, "Hey, I got this stretcher." Okay. I got a stretcher. He'll come to your house.
Oh, so like a trainer, but
but he stretches you.
Okay, got it.
And I thought that might be good for my hamstring.
Of course.
Which is bothering me.
Sounds good.
So the stretcher comes to the house. I want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
He stretches me because he's a stretcher.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And about how long of stretching?
I'm stretching for 25 minutes.
Okay. A lot of stretching.
Working on the hamstring, stretching, and some, manipulation and everything. And then he says, stand up and walk around.
Okay.
Stand up and walk around.
Yeah. See the results. Road test it.
So I stand up, I walk around, and he says, how's it feel? And I go, exactly the same. I go, no change whatsoever. Oh my God, you should have seen this guy's face. He was crestfallen, okay?
Yeah.
Crestfallen.
He's a professional stretcher.
Yeah, he doesn't say a word for the rest of the session, does another 10 minutes, leaves, doesn't even say goodbye, okay? Just leaves. I felt a little better a few days later. I called him for another stretching session. Did not pick up the phone, did not return my call.
Really?
Yeah.
That offended?
Yes, that offended. So let me ask you a question. If you're in my position,
Yeah.
and some guy says, walk around, are you going to say that it feels better? Are you going to lie?
I'm going to lie, and I wish I could be you. I'm going to lie, and I'm going to keep paying, because I'm going to tell you this, I bet stretching in LA doesn't come cheap.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's an expensive stretch.
It's an expensive stretch.
Yeah.
So I would be throwing, a good stretch money away at bad, because I wouldn't want to hurt his feelings. So I'm glad you did what you did and stood up for us.
Well, I didn't see the point in him going through the rest of his life thinking that everybody he works on
Yeah.
is helped immediately.
Yeah.
Because it was nonsense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another one.
Okay, good.
I have a lot of emotional problems.
Of course. I think we've seen 6 of them.
So I was talking to this therapist.
Okay.
And I was talking, I'm kind of getting emotional, I'm pouring my guts out. And I used the word scourge,
Yeah.
okay? I say scourge.
Yeah.
And he corrects me. He says, no, that's scourge. Are you kidding me? What? You're correcting my pronunciation? You couldn't wait till it was over as I was leaving? How can I ever see this person again? Would you ever see a therapist who corrected pronunciation?
I can't believe you're telling me these two stories. In this story, you're the stretcher. You realize. Keith, that therapist is like, I can't let him walk around the rest of his life saying scourge. He tried to do you a favor.
You're right. I'm the stretcher. Okay, how's this? He's an amiable fellow and a big supporter of Title IX. All right. He's an amiable fellow who's attended 2 WNBA games.
Is that true?
No.
And besides, you never went to one of Sammy's softball games. I invited you so many times.
The kid couldn't even lift up a pencil.
Oh, stop it. She's very talented.
All right, how about this? Any woman who Larry David impregnated, he not only paid for the abortion, but accompanied her to the procedure. That's true.
You're wasting my time. Leave.
You're not gonna buy a brick?
Well, apparently not.
We're back with Larry David. That was a clip from Curb.
You know, I really needed to set that up because it's
That
hard.
clip.
That was out of context.
Yeah, it was out of context. Can't go back in time. Look,
If
here's the good
Superman
news.
were on the show, he
would go back in time. The good news is nobody is deciding whether or not they're going to watch the last season based on
Yeah,
that.
I know, but it bespeaks of an organization here that's out of control. You know? I mean,
Hey,
how do you let something like that happen? You know what? I think we're done.
You know
I think
what?
We're done.
We'll make this the end of it, but I'm glad you brought up out of control because you
Yeah.
were on the Today Show this morning. And so was Elmo. Elmo, one might say, loved by all. You want to tell us what happened with Elmo, Larry?
I don't think
The clip is sort of going around online, Larry. You can't hide from this anymore. It seemed as though the Today Show crew was interviewing Elmo, and you decided before your interview to walk on set and throttle.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. Elmo was talking.
Yeah.
Okay. I was waiting to be interviewed. And Elmo was going on about mental health, and I had to listen to every word, and I was going to go, oh my God, I don't think I can take another second of this. And so I got off my chair, and I approached him, and I throttled him.
Here you go.
I couldn't take it.
You couldn't take it.
Yeah. And you know what?
What?
I would do it again.
I want to ask real quick because I've never told you my dad's a Larry. Larry Myers is my dad. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a Larry.
Your dad's a Larry?
Yeah, did you not know this?
No.
So because you have kinship with your fellow Larrys.
Oh my God. First of all, I already like your dad so much more than you now.
Yeah, of course.
He's a Larry.
He's a Larry.
I love Larrys.
Larrys are the best.
I have to say, most of us are idiots. You know, it's kind of an idiotic name. I don't know what your dad does, but Larry's kind of a stupid name. You know, let's face it. It's a stupid name.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like it might also be going out of style. I feel like you guys are the last of the Larrys.
I am. I'm the last of the Larrys, for sure.
If someone introduced you to a 4-year-old and said, "This is my son, Larry," you think?
I would kidnap the kid. Yeah. I would take him home. Yeah. I'd take him to South America. You'll never see Larry again.
Yeah.
He's got the father he deserves. Yeah. But yeah, I have a kinship with Larry's. I love a Larry.
You're happy when we meet a Larry.
Yeah, I love a Larry. Do you love a Seth?
I feel competition with Seth's.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Seth Rogen, Seth MacFarlane. I'm like, I feel like get out of my lane.
No kidding.
Yeah. You're a better man than I. I wish I felt kinship.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You don't feel you have so much in common. You've been called the same thing every single day. That means nothing to you. What kind of person are you? You're sick.
I feel like I'm lucky you've got your throttle out already today.
I think you're a sick guy, you know. I really do. Yeah.
This is the end of our time here, and I'm very upset that you won't have another season of this show to promote. But maybe you can just come here and just chat with me.
You know what? I'm not going to do that.
Welcome back.
You know, if I were a different person, I might have been touched by that.
But it didn't find its way through your harsh
nothing.
exterior,
Did
right?
not register
You didn't
at
feel
all.
anything.
Felt nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You could clock that it was a good reaction, though. It just meant nothing to you.
I could clock that it was a phony reaction.
Oh, you're calling them.
Well, a bunch of yes, so phony. Oh, don't make me come up there. You don't want to fool around with me, baby.
It's always lovely to see you. But I saw the last member of your family who was here was your daughter. Cassie was here.
Yes.
And Cassie came out and not only did an impression of you, but she specifically did an impression of you as a talk show guest. And she kind of felt that your advice to her was not useful because it's really only useful to you.
Yes, perhaps it was
Yeah.
bad advice.
Yeah. Let's
As was all my advice to my children.
Well,
Yeah.
that's nice
Yeah.
that you own that. But let's just show real briefly Kazi's take on you as a talk show guest, and then we'll allow
Sure,
you a
yeah.
chance to respond.
He gives the worst advice, particularly for this, because he was like, you know, don't prepare anything.
That's his advice?
Yeah, he said, you don't want to prepare anything. Everyone's going to know you came up with some quirky story. It's performative. But I don't know if you've seen him on late night. Like, he spends the entire time, like, he'll sit down. He'll just be like, yeah, this is a nice chair. You know? Like, you ever sit in these chairs?
Yeah, I think he might have done exactly.
Do you do this with the legs, or, you know, anyone ever lie down on this one?
That was very funny.
It was very funny.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking that this sock is so inappropriate for the show because it's a short sock.
Oh, yeah.
And look, see?
Oh, yeah.
It's a short. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You can't go on a show with a short sock.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
I know that.
You got to leave a little wiggle room. You
gotta
don't know
be-
what's going to happen with your legs.
You got to come up to here at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
And no one, your stylist doesn't tell you to remind you to wear the long sock.
My stylist?
You've worked
Yeah.
with the same stylist now for the
Yeah.
entirety of your career, and they really have done remarkable
yes,
work.
Tremendous work, yeah. But, you know, she's very funny.
Yeah, your daughter's very funny.
Yeah, she's very funny. And I can't even believe that I'm a father. I can't believe that I was allowed to procreate.
Yeah.
How could they let someone like me
Well, yeah.
be a father? It's insane. Shouldn't there be some kind of psychiatric evaluation before they allow someone to have children? It's insane.
Well, it's even
Yeah.
worse because they let you do it twice. You know,
Yeah,
like,
twice, yeah.
First one, shame on you. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But to let it happen
Yeah.
twice, it is. You wonder what this government's even doing.
I know, and they have my genes, those poor kids.
I know.
How can they live? I feel so sorry for them.
And then,
Such a
and then
shame.
all you do is give them bad talk show advice.
Bad talk show advice, yeah.
Now, do you have, looking back, now that you have two adult children who
Yeah.
are both wonderful young women, but do you have more empathy for your parents now that you are a parent?
No, not really. No, my mother had nothing to brag about.
Okay.
Nothing.
As far as you as a son.
Yes, the poor woman.
And was she aware she had nothing to brag about?
Oh, she was aware of it. Yeah, yeah.
And had she at some point had high hopes that she would have something to brag about?
No,
Okay.
no, she never had a hope. there was not a dream, not a fantasy. Yeah, when I told her I was going to be a comedian, she said to me, "You're not funny, Larry. You're not funny. Why do you think you're funny? Whoever told you were funny? I've never heard you say anything funny, you know.
That's a nice thing to hear on your way out the door.
When I went into stand-up, you know, Johnny Carson was on. He was the king of
course.
late-night television. And my mother loved Johnny. She couldn't stop talking about Johnny. Oh, Johnny, you should have heard Johnny last night. Oh, Johnny was so funny. Oh, Johnny, you know. And then when I became an abysmal failure as a comedian, I thought that on her deathbed, that I wanted her to die happy. So I came up with this plan that I would go into the hospital and I would say, Ma, Johnny saw me perform last night. Johnny wants me to be on his show, Ma. Ma, Johnny likes me, Ma. Johnny likes me. I'm a hit, Ma. Ma.
So you really wanted to time it based on the way you're speaking, like right at the end.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to have to take any follow-ups. You didn't want to, yeah.
I also thought she was going to say to me, oh, you're so full of Johnny doesn't like you. Yeah.
It almost feels like based on, by the way, it's heartbreaking to me that she said you're not funny. And then some people of that age just don't have a sense of humor, but then she's watching Johnny Carson every night. Like, she clearly loves comedy.
She loves comedy.
Yeah. She just personally thinks you're not funny. You know what I mean? She's not just like some old, you know.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Do you think there was a chance that you'd tell her that, and instead of her having one last happy moment, she would have died sad, being disappointed in Johnny Carson's taste?
Quite possibly. Yeah.
That is. Do you? It's amazing, by the way. But you say you're a failure as a comedian. Obviously, we know you're a success. Like, how bad was it? Like, as far as like financially.
Oh, financially?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was not good. I did not earn a living.
Yeah.
I had a rent-controlled apartment. That's what saved me. And you know, my parents gave me all their dishes to take to the apartment because I couldn't afford to buy anything. They gave me all their old furniture. It looked like their apartment.
Yeah.
You know? and so, you know, the dishes. I would have to cook. I'd have to, because I couldn't afford to eat out. I would go shopping and cook. How do people do that? It's crazy.
How do people cook?
How do people cook?
Yeah, it is crazy.
It is such a waste of time.
Yeah.
The shopping and the cooking and the boiling and the chopping.
Yeah.
And the cleaning. The cleaning.
And by the way, we are speaking about a time where you had nothing going on as well, right?
Yeah.
And it was still a waste of time.
Still. And so I would cook and I would notice, you know, the dishes kept piling up in the sink.
Yeah.
All their dishes, all their china. And
when you said cleaning, it was the idea.
Well, the idea of it, yeah. And so I thought, nobody ever comes here.
Yeah.
Why do I need all these plates and forks and knives and spoons? So I threw everything out except one of each.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after I ate, oh, look, there's one plate, easy, I got it. One fork, one knife, one spoon, done. Yeah.
Now, you never, I mean, I'm assuming then you never sort of would have a sort of a romantic interest over to the home, because I would say that would be a big red flag for a woman to come to an apartment where there was just one of everything.
Well, to come to my apartment.
Yeah.
In particular. No, there were very few women coming to my apartment. You know, it's funny, because when I was in my 20s, all I thought about was sex.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get any. You know?
Right.
And so I thought about it all the time. And now that I'm in my 70s, all I think about is death.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't a good trade. You know, the sex, okay, you don't want to kill yourself from the thoughts, but you're thinking, you leave the house. Can I have sex? Would anybody have sex with me? How can I have sex? How's this going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? When am I going to have sex? Is it possible? You know.
But it's like there's some hope to it. Like there's
something, And now it's like, you're going to die. You're old. You're going to die very soon. You're going to die. You're going to die very, very soon. You're going to die. You're dead. You're dead. Yeah.
Do you talk to yourself a lot on a?
Of late, the past few years, I've been talking to myself a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I've noticed it, that I'm talking to myself, and it's not nice what I'm saying to myself. Yeah.
So you're not supportive of Larry?
Not supportive at all. You idiot, you moron. How could anybody be this stupid? My God. It's never a compliment.
That's very. You've got to give a break. Can I ask something? Do you think your lips move when you talk to yourself? And I say that as somebody who does.
I talk out loud, so
Okay.
they're moving. Yeah. I'm talking out loud. You stupid moron. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Now, I would assume if someone passed, because again, you're recognizable both, visually and you sound like you all the time. If I'm walking by you and I'm hearing you say that, I'm probably looking to see the person you're yelling that to.
I'm only doing it alone in my house.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So this isn't out on the street.
I'm not a psychopath. Yeah, I'm walking down the street. Hey, you stupid idiot! What the hell is wrong with you? No! No, I'm not talking. No, I was talking to myself. I wasn't talking to you. Just me.
Both your daughters are backstage. Your wife is backstage. Your lovely wife. How is she doing?
She's doing well. We're doing well.
Great.
Had a fight last week.
Uh-huh.
You could probably relate to this.
I'm sure I can.
You're a married man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably relate to this. When they're very upset, and maybe even crying a little bit, if you're going over for the console, and you get the arm. Yeah. Get away. Yeah. Get away. Yeah. You get that one. Yeah. That's not good. No. You get
And
the
it's
arm.
all- the arm, and you get the arm, and then you don't know what to do because one, your approach has been cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, you feel like the arm isn't their way of saying go back to whatever you were doing. You can't go then have a nice time.
No. It's not just go back to whatever you were doing. It's get the hell out of the house.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
But not to do not to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's almost like go take this arm with you.
Get away from me. Yeah.
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 That's it. They never tell you what to do when you get the arm.
No, not much. There's not much you can do. Yeah.
25 years. Did you
Right.
enjoy working on this book?
I didn't really work on it.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
Thanks for your honesty.
What are you dopes applauding about? I said I didn't work on it. So what?
It says as told. Okay, so as told by Larry David. So you just talked and somebody else.
Yeah, somebody wrote it down.
Yeah.
Lorraine Ali wrote it.
Gotcha.
Terrific writer.
So somebody worked hard.
Oh yeah, somebody worked very hard. Not me.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't work on it at all. Yeah. If you're a fan of the show, I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not a fan of the show, you would have to be a total nincompoop to buy the book.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. And
But if you're not a fan of the show, that doesn't mean you can't buy it as a gift for someone.
That's right. Who is a fan of the
Yeah,
show?
who is a fan of the show? Again.
Lastly, have you ever thought about if it wasn't comedy, because obviously you decided at a young
Yeah.
age to do comedy, what would you have done instead?
This is a great question.
Okay, thank you.
I've been watching your show for many years. I've never heard you ask quite such a good question to someone. Yeah. It's very good.
No.
You know, you're getting a lot better at this.
Thank you.
Frankly, I don't know how the hell you do it every night. It seems so stressful to me that you could sit here and talk to people in front of people.
Yeah.
It's a date in front of a country. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, but good question, and I got my answer. I think I would have gone into a life of crime.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I think it's a creative endeavor. You're planning a heist.
Oh, so that level, heist level.
Heist level, yeah. Yeah, it's a heist level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the big score. you
Yeah,
know.
of course. So you're not doing petty stuff.
Not
you're like
petty,
one big
no,
score. One
big.
big score and then you're out.
Yeah, no, I'm not out. No, I'm doing it.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And you know, you got your buddies, you're planning, it's creative, you're writing, you're putting on a heist show.
Okay.
It's like show business. You know, you're writing, and you know, if you get caught, you know, I'm a great liar, so
Yeah.
I can lie my way out of it. And I'm a fantastic tattletale.
Okay, but I have a question.
It wasn't my idea. He
Oh,
did it.
so you'd be a rat.
I'd be a rat,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure, yeah.
Now
So
everybody.
I think it's up my alley.
Yeah. Everybody on a heist usually has like their, on the safecracker, the guy, the master of disguise.
Yeah.
What would you be?
I'm planning. What are you scoffing at the planet for? That's the whole heat.
I think you got something else. I think there's a
What?
better role for you.
How dare you?
I have a better. I'm just saying. If I was planning a heist, I know what I would ask you to be.
What?
Create a distraction.
So wait, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Can I also plan?
You
as
can
well?
plan.
Okay.
But like, by the way, this thing of like, I plan and then the rest of us go do the heist, you also have to do something on heist day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
not-
saying on
no,
heist day-
No, I'm not going to sit out heist day.
Yeah.
No, the gang wouldn't go for that.
No,
at
that's
all.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. On behalf of the gang, we're not going for that.
Yeah, the gang's not going for
So
that.
I think you create a distraction.
I love a distraction.
So it's the bank, and I just feel like you're the guy who goes in, and you're so irritating to a teller.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
Here it is. You want to see the distraction?
Yeah.
Oh!
See, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd love to be on the team. I'd love to be on the team.